welcome back to my channel. My name is Brooklyn and today we are going to be going through my top 10 favourite romance books. So as it is the month of February, the month of love, Valentine's Day, I thought why not share with you my all-time favourite romances, and these are not really in any order except for the last one I'm going to show you. That is my all-time favourite romance. These are books that I've read from a really long time ago and very recently as well, and there's so many romance books that I want to read this year, so I haven't got a lot of the ones that I know that I'm going to love in this, so I'm definitely going to update this list in the future. But for now, I wanted to share with you my favourites. So first, I wanted to share 3 books in a companion series, and those are Anna and the French Kiss, Lola and the Boy Next Door, and Isla and the Happily Ever After by Stephanie Perkins. Now these books were all over YouTube in like 2014, 2013, that kind of time. I read them during that stage of my life as well. So I was around 14, 15 when I read these. They were just perfect for that time of my life, and I will never forget the reading experience I had when reading these. They're definitely young adult, but each follows an individual character and then they all kind of link up together, which is my favorite in romance when they're companion series like this. I absolutely adore that. This one is set in Paris, this one's set in San Fran, and this one's set in New York, I think. Yes, the Empire State Building's on there. So I just like love the destinations of them, and all of the characters were so lovable, and yeah, I really want to reread these soon, but they will always be on my list because of the time that I had whilst reading these so long ago. The next 2 books are also kind of companion novels, and I read these very, very recently at the end of last year and the start of this year, and that is It Happened One Summer and Hook, Line and Sinker by Tessa Bailey, both by Tessa Bailey. And these 2 mean so much to me. I had the best time whilst reading them. The characters in these are also so lovable, and I think that's what makes a really good romance in my opinion, actually liking the main character, the main protagonist, because there's so many books where I just cannot stand the main girl or the love interest. Like, that's just not going to work for me, but these all have that in common, where I've really enjoyed the main character and believe that they actually deserve to be with the other person, and they have annoying qualities, like they're human, but they're not like, I don't know, they're not annoying. So I appreciate that in romance. But this follows Piper and her sister Hannah, who kind of get sent to this little fishing town, and they kind of have to like rediscover their past and live without the life that they're used to. Kind of like Schitt's Creek vibes in that way, that they've gone from like everything to like kind of nothing. And it's kind of just like that character development story, as well as this little romance, little big romance, and also like fishermen. I never knew that that would interest me, but it definitely does right now. And yeah, I just like loved Piper's character, even though she was like from this LA lifestyle and like stuck up and that kind of thing. She never really like gave those types of vibes to me. Like, she was always very interesting and funny, and she was, yeah, I just really loved her. So I really recommend this one. And to go in hand with this is this one, which follows her sister Hannah and her little adventures with Brendan, who's the love interest in this one, his friend Fox. So you meet them in It Happened One Summer, and then it goes into this one, and it's really, really nice to focus on Hannah's character as well, because she's so lovely and she's just completely different to Piper. So it's not like you're reading the same love story all over again, because you're certainly not, especially with Fox's character in this. So yeah, I really recommend these 2. I love them so much, and yeah, they will always be on my list. Tessa Bailey is now an auto-buy author for me, and she should be for you too. Following with this companion novel type of thing we've got going on, I have 2 books by Fiona Cole, and it's the first 2 in like her companion series, and I've only read the first 2. I need to get onto the rest because I absolutely love these 2 so much. Is Voyeurs and Lovers, and these 2 are so good. They're very raunchy, very like you'll kind of like it or you won't like it. But holy moly, the smut in this is so good. And I don't know, it just like hits everything that I love about romance in it, and the tropes in it are my kind of thing. The first one follows a university student and her professor, and you may be thinking what, but I like it. Voyeur, if you don't know, is liking being watched, and there's like a voyeur club, and I really loved this. It was just something I'd never really like read before, and I didn't even know what it was until I read it, but you'll be into it after this, I promise you. And oh my gosh, I just couldn't get enough of it. And yeah, that's why there's so many companion novels of this series, and I'm so excited to read them all. And then Lovers follows this couple, mainly the man in the couple. I can't remember their names. It's been like a little while since I've read it, but trust me, so good. And then this other man comes in, his old best friend. So yeah, I totally love this series already, and I'm only 2 books in. Companion novels are just something else for me, as you can see, and yeah, I just absolutely love it and very much recommend. So this is not a companion series, but they have the same author because she's amazing, and that is Red, White and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. I always say it wrong, sorry. Oh my gosh, this book, one of the best books I read in I think 2020. Or maybe 2019, I don't know what it was, but it was amazing. And everything you could want and more, following a British royal and then an American president's son. So yeah, so it's kind of involving the relationship between Britain and America, and then their relationship and just how it all works out. And everything about this book is absolutely amazing, including the cover. This screams me because I love pink so much. And oh my gosh, yes, the British vibes, the American vibes, it's got it all in there. And I just like don't even want to tell you what it's about. Like, I don't want to go into too much detail because all of these books kind of like work well if you don't know too much, and you're like surprised about like, oh my gosh, this is happening. But the writing in this is just awesome, and that's why I had to pick up One Last Stop as well by Casey. And this was also really great. This is a lesbian romance, and oh my gosh, I love this. My sister loved this as well, and it was so different to what I was expecting, as it kind of brings in fantastical elements, but like not too much. But again, the characters are really great, and the plot and story is just so good. Just the atmosphere, like this is set in New York, and it'll make you want to go there so bad. It'll make you want to ride the subway, which is just something you don't want to do. So these are my next 2 favorite romances. And now that leaves us with the lucky last one, and that is of course The Spanish Love Deception by Elena Armas. And oh, if you have seen my reading vlog, you know, and you know, like, oh my gosh, I gave it to my fiance's sister for Christmas, and she was like telling me little bits and pieces of what's going on, and I was like, oh my god, I need to go to this page, I need to go to this page, I need to go to this page. And I was like getting so emotional about it. I was like gonna cry. And then I started rereading all the pages. I've like dog-eared so many of these pages and like gone this chapter, like I cannot even tell you. One day I'll like do a flick through of my annotations in this book maybe, because there are time. For example, let's go. Aaron Blackford is driving me insane. Shock. Rest in peace me. That's probably my favorite one because it really sums up the emotional experience I had whilst reading this. He did not just say that. Oh my god. Dad goals. Where can I find this man? You're kidding me. I'm actually deceased. Yes. Basically sums the book up. Really great. Fake dating tropes. Hate to love tropes. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Obsessed. Also, 1 bed tropes. Anyway, that is that one. Please read this. If you do not read this, I will come for you. That's all I'm saying. Just kidding. All right, let's get a hold of myself because I want to reread it again right now. It's so good. Those are my top 10 favorite romance books of all time. I recommend all of these books so much and I hope you enjoy them. If you do end up picking them up, and if you have already picked some of these up, please let me know what you think about them because they mean so much to me and I just love them. But that is all for this video. Thank you for watching and I will see you next time. Bye!